Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to the council meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order and open the roll call.
Goodell.
Here.
Slater.
Here.
Rusher.
Here.
Hader.
Here. Then we need a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Then we need a motion to approve the minutes of the April 15th, 2013 work session and the April 15th, 2013 regular council meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Then we need a motion to approve the treasurer's monthly investment report and the April treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. And last, we need a motion to approve the claims for April, unless anybody's got some questions.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed. Under communications, we have a gentleman with us tonight, Seth Zimmerman from the Iowa DNR, who's going to discuss a project on the Aware Voluntary River Cleanup Program.
My name is Seth Zimmerman. I'm here for the Department of Natural Resources. Every year we do an annual river cleanup we call Project Aware. It stands for a Watershed Awareness River Expedition. On this cleanup, we put 120 to 160 people roughly on the water every day in canoes. They go down and are aquatic garbage collectors. They pick garbage out of the streams, dig things out of snags, clean up the banks, and fill their boats up with garbage. At the end of the day, they stop at the end. We unload their boats, sort everything into recyclable piles, get everything where it should be. Recyclables in one pile, garbage to the other. Over the years, this will be our 11th year, so we've got 10 years under our belt. We've collected 500,000 pounds, over 500,000 pounds of garbage out of the streams. We've had, I don't have my number in front of me, 2,500 roughly volunteers, and we've gone 750 river miles cleaning up various streams throughout the state. It's a great project, great volunteers, makes a big difference. This year we're in your area, so I'm coming before you just to let you know what's going on. Essentially, we're going to start up in Algona, and we're going to float down to Lehigh, so roughly 94 miles from Algona to just south of Lehigh. And our volunteers will be cleaning up the river. Over the course of the week, there'll be between 300 and 400 volunteers. Some people come for a day, some people come for 2, some people will come for the whole week if they can get it off. Year to year, we have about 50% of the people come back from previous years, so we have a lot of repeat customers. A lot of volunteers do it year after year after year. And in that Trash Wars brochure, there's stats from last year's garbage collecting. I think there was 42,000 pounds of garbage. We cleaned up some 1,400 tires out of the rivers, or out of the Iowa River last year. And so we're coming to do it here, and just wanted to let you guys know, and if there's any questions you have, I'm happy to answer.
Any cost to the people who do this? Is it all volunteer work?
The only cost that people incur when they come on the float is meals. There's a $23 a day meal charge. That's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can select which meal you want. If you just want one, I want to say it's 7 for lunch, 6 for breakfast, 9 for dinner, something like that. So all you have to do is pay for the meals. When you go online, the registration is on the website, iowaprojectaware.com. And if you go online, all the information on registration will be there. And you check which meals you're going to be there for, and you're charged for it. In addition to the river float, every night we do educational presentations in each one of our campsites. The first night we're at Veterans Park. Saturday, July 6th, we're at Veterans Park in Algona. nights we're gonna be in Watts Park, up in Livermore, and then 2 nights in Joe Sheldon, and 2 nights in Dolliver. And each night, around 7:30, we have 2 educational programs running concurrently. One is Teddy Roosevelt, I believe. There's a presentation the Iowa Arts and Humanities Board is putting that on. We have people talking, the person from the Walleye Club is gonna come out and talk to us about growing up on the river. There are some naturalists that are gonna come up and talk. So every night there's more educational programs. There's a treasure hunt one night for kids and stuff, so plenty to do in the course of the week. And it's quite a show. We move in, we come with roughly 18 vehicles laden with canoes and racks and trailers and gear, and we move everybody's gear from one campsite to the next so they don't have to load it in their boats. And so we put them on the water in the morning with an empty boat, and they fill them up and we empty them back out. It's been a great project to be involved in.
Can people go to the events like at night to listen to the stuff without?
Absolutely, public's encouraged. We want as much community buy-in as we can get. Like, we can get people out there at night, come to the programs, hang out, talk to the volunteers. There's usually people sitting around a bonfire playing guitar and talking about the day's events, the super mega trash and every day there's an award. There's an award for the biggest, most charismatic piece of garbage. And then they also make up a category every day. And if you find something and can somehow relate it back to the category of the day, you win a prize. And then that's a daily rotating award that we
Make fun out of it.
give out each day. It's a lot of good fun, and it's a well-run program. We just hope to get as many people out there in the water paying attention as we possibly can, so they can go on to be stewards of the land. We've found that over the years there are a lot of groups popping up and starting their own river cleanups in their own areas, cleaning up their own watersheds, which is really obviously the goal, because we can't do the whole state every year. So it's just a matter of, we've gone to a bunch of different communities and kind of showed them a model of how we do it, and each community does it their own way, and we are in full support of anybody who wants to get out there and do the good work.
Awesome. Really.
Yeah.
Sounds neat.
Anything you need from us or anything, or not?
No, just wanted to let you know that we're in the neighborhood and this is what we'll be doing. Any involvement would be great. If you want to put up a flyer somewhere in town, I've got lots of flyers. If you have media out resources, I know we've got some media here today, but we're just trying to get the word out and get people involved.
Cable right now and stuff, that's we'll have it on TV, we'll have it on.
Earlier meetings.
Yeah.
Too.
Awesome.
Great.
Okay.
Appreciate you choosing our area and stuff.
Absolutely, it's our pleasure. We're excited to be out here. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do you have his contact information?
Yes, I have his email.
So it could be electronic versions.
You want more posters or anything?
Yeah.
You might not hurt to have somebody
Flyer.
pass out if people come in or something,
Yeah.
for the, leave here at the office, please.
And then I'll email you about getting electronic versions of this stuff, and we can put it up on the
Absolutely,
website.
yeah, Lynette's email's on there, if you
Okay.
email her.
I've talked with her before, so.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can talk to her.
she's pretty easy to deal with. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, moving to communications. Anything from the public in attendance this evening? If not, Clint, people service report, please.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, he'll be down here under 551 anyway, John.
Well, we're getting a little closer to starting up the well side. We had just a little minor setback. We had a big gear reducer. We had new bearing seals put in it. We noticed here about 2 weeks ago, it was leaking a little bit of oil. Couldn't figure out why, so I had the guys pull it out again, run it down, and they found out one of the seals they hadn't put in quite correct, bent it, and then when the sandblaster was inside the cone, sandblasting up, that just helped everything go along. It got packed with sand all around it, so they're cleaning it off and they're gonna put in a new seal. Hopefully tomorrow, I'm hoping it'll be done. We're shooting for the end end of this week or the first part of next week, we're starting up the well side. And the rep's gonna be there for the lime slaker, what's his name again, Aaron?
John Harger.
John Harger, yeah. So
Hey,
hopefully
Clint,
we'll-
can I have you speak up a little bit?
Sure, okay.
Us old guys on the council can't hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, hopefully we'll have that gear back here at the end of this week, and so hopefully this next week we can get that going again. And they did get all the filters in. They had little, it was kind of interesting at first, the filters, they were about, there's a section on them that was about a foot longer than what they actually fit. So they actually had to cut off part of the filters, get it down the inside, put it in, and then they had to re-weld it back on the stainless part. But they had a factory rep come in and watched every one get welded, so we know it was back in the right spot, so. And of course, I'm sure you probably heard of our little, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, we had our 100-horse, which at the time, the other pump was, high-service pump was in the shop. Blew a lug on the disconnect, shorted out, it just quit, and so we ended up shutting that down. Ran to Fort Dodge, actually put a breaker in it, and got that going back up, so that was just a little too close for me, so, but.
Is the 100-horse, is that the one that's out in front of the?
It's out in the little brick building there.
Brick building there, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and then in the meantime, when that was done, we had gotten our other high-service pump back, and we had that installed, and we had that laser line, and that's back up, so now we're breathing a little easier now, so.
'Cause didn't we rebuild the 100-horse a couple years ago when the crane came in and took it out? And
Yeah,
fixed it
yeah,
and
that
stuff
was,
down?
they pulled it out the roof, then they had
Yeah.
to take the roof off.
Yeah, took the roof off there, and we
Yeah,
pulled that over there with
yeah.
the big
But it
crane.
didn't damage anything on the pump itself, it was
Okay.
just up in the electrical part
Okay.
where one of the lugs must have got loose and shorted out, and, cause I went out, shut it off, opened the panel, and smoke just rolled out of it, so, but that's back up and running now, so. You know,
We actually lost one of the other pumps, and we had that coming in brand new, and
yeah.
just so happened that we were down 2 pumps at the same time. so
Yeah.
Not a good situation when you
No,
can't get water into the system, so.
no, that's for sure, but we, like I said, got her back up and everything's running good now, so.
But what we got, a 40, 60, and 100, or what do we got for pumps?
Yeah, the 100, the 75, and the 60.
35, 60, okay.
So, but everything's up and going now, so we're, fingers crossed, so. And then out at the wastewater plant, we pulled the top gears off of the west clarifier and actually had IPT do it. They've done it before. There's a big gear housing, and some of the bearings were just starting to go out. Those are still the original ones from 2000. Then we had a Walker rep there too, watched them, oversaw them doing that. So we've got one done, and they'll be, hopefully this, well, probably after startup, we'll be doing the other one. I think I made a note of it in there too, or the, kind of a second phase, probably this next budget year. There's a spur gear, it's a big, huge ring that's with several bearings, and that'll have to be replaced too at some time. They're starting to wear, but that'll require crane work. They'll have to take the bridging off and actually lift this big gear out and set another one in, and then send that one into the factory, so. Other than that, everything's going pretty good, so hopefully, like I said, we're looking forward to getting the well side back up and running there.
During all the rain, how are we on our I&I down there? Taking a lot, or
It's
better
yeah,
than
there's a lot of
normal?
water coming in, but no issues so far. I mean, everything's handling it okay. We're up. I looked this afternoon, lift station was pumping around 1,500 gallons a minute. And so far it's holding its ground, but now it's starting to go down a little bit, so. But it definitely shot up a little bit, but like I said, we're still holding our ground, so.
Kind of hoping with all the slip lining that we're getting a handle on them, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
seem to be
It's starting
a
to
lot.
hopefully, so. We'll see, so it's gotta help, I know it is, so.
Yeah.
But any other questions, comments, or?
Nope. Thank you, Clint.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, next we need a motion to authorize the mayor to sign a supplies and services agreement with Waste Zero Incorporated of Raleigh, North Carolina for city garbage bags.
This agreement will switch the trash bags for the city to a drawstring trash bag through a different company. It's a slight increase in cost, I believe it's a few cents. It's more for some, less for others, but it's a few cents per bag increase, but drawstrings far and away receive a lot more support from customers than the I don't even know what
Wire
to call
ties. Wire
yeah,
ties.
twisty ties. So, and the bigger problem is that a lot of times they don't get closed, and that's harder for the guys to move quickly from house to house if they don't get closed. So this will further encourage them to folks to close the bags, so that it's easier for them to throw them into the back of the truck. But
Will the leaf bags also switch that eventually, or no? Okay.
those would switch over too.
Okay.
All through the same company, same color scheme, bag thickness will be the same. The capacity of the bag will be the same, even though the bag will be slightly smaller. Drawstring you can get a lot more into because it's all usable as opposed to what you gather at the top on the gusseted or twisty tie bags. So this would switch us over to that company. The big added benefit is the fact that they will actually direct ship the bags to the retailers rather than having us store the inventory here and then them coming to pick it up, which will be a lot easier for retailers to use. And then the billing will be directly through them with payments getting wired directly into the city's account. So reduces chance of loss for fire, theft, any damage to the bags that could exist here. You know, additional hassle for retailers coming in here and picking up the bags with trucks and whatnot. So it seems to be, this is who the trash man out of Webster, or Wright County uses for their bags. And if you remember, he's the gentleman that we work with for recycling down in the recycling center, and he had recommended this company pretty strongly. So seems like they're pretty credible, got a good product for a decent price. You know, will be a little bit of a change, but I think everybody will like the drawstrings a little bit better. So
I move we approve.
Second.
Question, will that, about when, by this summer will we be out of them, or is that a long ways away before we start to run out of them? Or?
well, it depends on how much inventory Hy-Vee and Fairway have at this point. If they've got a lot of inventory, then it'll take a little bit longer. I would guess we'll be switched over to the bags within about 2 months.
Okay.
So.